What's going on, everybody? So, going forward, I want to start doing weekly recaps of my trading. This is something new I haven't been doing, so I just want to show you guys what I'm doing throughout the week because I'm not trading on futures anymore. It's a little bit of different style of trading, so I'm not able to, show you guys live, how I do everything and how I was before. So instead of that, I'll just do weekly recaps on everything I've done throughout the week, all the trades I took, wins, losses, break evens, how I thought about them, looking back at them, and were they good or not, and am I happy about the way I performed this week or not. Just holding myself accountable to show you guys what I'm doing. So to start things off, I only took one trade last week. Price action ain't been the best the past couple of weeks, so I just been looking for the best possible positions, and this showed up on let's see here. I believe it was so on Monday. I put this on my radar. I put it in the Discord, let everybody know what I was looking at. This was on the Discord, and I took this trade on Tuesday. That's when I got entered into the position, and it was pretty much an instant loss. So that was my first trade on the personal account so far since coming back to stocks, and that was all I had this week. I had a couple of other things on the radar, but they all pretty much failed. It went to choppiness, so it was invalid for an entry. But this was the best entry that I saw this week, where I felt good about the entry. Everything was nice, so I took an entry on this, took my loss, and I have a sheet like taking all the data and stuff. It's right here. So this was my stock sheet. As you can see, my first trade back was on that Tuesday, so July 14th. That was on Tuesday. I took a trade on Lasser, and yeah, I took a loss right there. Overall results on the personal account, I'm just up like 6.85 R. So every week I'm gonna update this, show you guys how I'm doing, show you guys the update on the account. We got 4 wins, 2 break evens, 4 losses. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing this throughout the year, seeing how it compounds and builds up, and we're gonna see show you guys the live results of like everything that I'm doing. And then right here, before I start the week, I want to clarify what I'm focusing on throughout the week, and it's pretty much always the same 3 things. It's always, one, you got to follow your rules. Make sure that every trade you take and every setup you're looking for is following your rules to the T. You can't settle for B plus, C minus, trades. Everything got to be A plus on point and being consistent with the entries, because if you take a B minus trade and it loses, and then you take an A plus trade and it loses, and then you take another A plus trade and it wins, realistically you should only have 1 loss and 1 win. But because you were antsy and eager to take a trade that didn't fully follow your rules, it messes up your curve in the long run. So now you have 2 losses and 1 win, when really if you just settled for the A plus, that B minus trade wouldn't have been taken, and you would have had just 1 win and 1 loss. And if you're doing 1 to 2, 1 to 3, or anything like that, you're in profit. So you got to make sure you're following your rules. Second thing is keep your emotions in check. Some people, when they see a trade setting up, they get a little excited, and then they get into the trade, and now it's failing, and then you're not so happy no more, and you go on tilt. You start taking more entries that you're not supposed to be taking, more C plus, more D trades, and it kind of compounds, like I was saying before. And now you got all these losses built up. You end up blowing the account. You're risking 2 times what you're supposed to be risking, and you're trying to get it all back. Revenge trading. Keep your emotions in check. That's one thing that you got to make sure you're doing at all times. Just keep your emotions in check. And number 3, don't hesitate. After you take a loss or 2, don't let that shake your confidence in your system. Understand that in the long run, no matter how many losses you take, as long as you tested your system and you know it's profitable and you've seen profitable results with it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row should not shake you and make you think otherwise about your system. You know it works in the long run. Don't hesitate. Keep on taking these A plus entries. Don't pass up on any trades just because you're on a losing streak or anything like that. Or even if you're on a winning streak, I've seen people get on the winning streak, they win 2-3 trades, and now they're scared to take another one because they don't want to take a loss. They don't want to lose the profits they just made. Do not hesitate. Keep on letting your curve play out. Losses are a good thing. You know, every market you see that goes up, it has to come down for a little bit before it goes back up again. You know, those are just those higher lows. You got the higher high, you got the higher low, and then you just keep building and building and building. So don't hesitate. Keep taking your trades. Now, let's look at the trade that we took. So right here, this was what it looked like before I took the entry. This is like textbook entry. This is what I'm looking for. We got the double SB setup. So I took an entry. I put my buy stop through the high, and I was just waiting for an entry at that point. Everything looked pretty much perfect. We got the supply line. We got an accumulation right here, and we got the MSB one. So moving forward, we took the entry. We took the loss. It's okay. But the validation time frame, as you can see right there, it looks pretty much perfect. Like, that's what I want to see. You know, it came out of this area here, out of that stage 1 accumulation. It made a stage 2. It made a little pause right there on the MAs, and it looked perfect for an entry. So that's why I took the entry. So everything was pretty much textbook. I had no complaints, and that's what the context time frame looked like. As you can see, like I said before, you know, stocks, you can find a lot of markets like this where price is pretty much moving in one direction. That's it. So it's not too much thinking, not too much guessing. You're not trying to figure out the high, the low, the reversal. No, it's going in one direction. So putting my system in the best possible environment is going to obviously produce better results. So yeah, this was the context time frame. It looked very nice. One trend. I tried to get in on that, follow the continuations, and we took a loss on it, which is okay. You know, as long as I keep putting myself in that situation, eventually I'm going to catch some wins. So you can see right here, what went well. Like I said before, I followed my rules pretty much perfectly. That was a textbook entry. You know, I didn't look at, there was a couple other things setting up, but I didn't you know, get antsy or eager to take a trade. No, I just followed my rules, and they failed off later on. So good thing I didn't, you know, try to force anything. So I followed my rules. That was the one trade that I took that followed my rules perfectly, and that's all I can ask for. Now, next thing is I manage my trades perfectly. Like, there's not really much to do as far as management. What I look for is 1-to-1. I'm gonna take 50% off, and then after that, I wait till about 1-to-5, and I follow trailing the MAs or the lows. So it's not too much going on there. It's pretty much the same thing every time. So that's pretty easy to do. I managed them perfectly, but there wasn't really nothing to manage because it just took a loss. But even when you lose, you can still manage your trade because you can take another trade or try to re-enter thinking it's going to go back up, but it's not. Most of the time it doesn't do that. So you can even manage your trade after you lose, and by managing it is just walking away. Once you lose, that's it. Walk away. It's okay. Take the loss on the chin. Don't try to force nothing. All right. And then the next thing, of course, is keep your emotions in check. I kept my emotions in check. I took my loss. It's never good to take a loss. It never feels good, but I understand, okay, this loss right here is setting up for a bigger win later on. I have to keep taking these trades in this good environment. If I'm not, then I'm going to spiral downhill and compound downhill. So keep your emotions in check. I kept them in check. When I took my loss, it was okay. I walked away from it, and now I'm just getting ready for the next week to do the same exact thing. That's all it really is. Like, once you got it down packed, it becomes boring. It becomes automated. Like, you know what you're looking for. You know what to expect. All there is to do after each trade is just move on to the next. You win, you move on. You break even, you move on. You lose, you move on. Nothing else to do. And then what went poor? Nothing went poor. I only took one trade, so there's nothing really to say. Nothing happened besides me entering and then losing. So there's no real scenario where I could have put something there. Otherwise, the entry was perfect. Validation time frame looked perfect, and the context time frame looked great. I took the trade, lost immediately, so I didn't get to manage, so I couldn't, critique that. But that's pretty much it. So there was nothing poor. I did a lot of things well. It's just one trade at the end of the day, and that's pretty much all I did for this week. So, hopefully this week we get some more trades going, maybe some more action. If not, it's okay. I'm gonna keep being patient. Patience is the key to everything. As long as you continue to be patient and wait for your setup, you're gonna start seeing better results for sure. Like, make sure you're being patient, not trying to force nothing. And if I can catch an entry this week, catch a win, of course, I'm gonna make this video next week, and you guys will see how I perform next week if I can catch a trade. So I have a couple of things on my radar coming up. I'm gonna see what's going on, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I do next week. All right, so I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. See y'all in week 2.